Hi, I'm Carol Massa. I own 821 Studios, where art meets stationery in Grays Lake, Illinois. I've been in business since 2008. So I wanted to give you some quick tips on save the dates. Basically, we will tell our clients that it's important if they're going to send out a save the date. They're anywhere from 9 to 12 months. And that being is a lot of times we have guests on the guest list that live out of state. So there's a couple different reasons, whether you're having a destination wedding, maybe you and your fiance have moved to a different state for a job location transfer. That's important because the rest of the family may be out of state. So everybody kind of needs to know in advance whether they need to make travel arrangements, arrangements, and it'll give them some extra time, to go ahead and do that. Here's another tip. If you have sent out save the dates, you've got that taken care of. Now we're working on the invitations. You're looking at meeting with a custom designer, somebody like myself, probably around the 9-month time frame. I definitely like to meet with clients around 6 months because you have to send the invitations out, back that out 2 months prior to your wedding date. That then will give everybody enough time to design the invitation as well as your guests to get them on time, and you're not rushed when you need to do your mail out. And your mail out is going to be about 8 weeks before your wedding date. Speaking of mailing them out, please do not lick 100, 200, or 300 envelopes. Get yourself a glue stick. I recommend that my clients go ahead and get the double-sided tape that you can get at any kind of hobby or craft store. That works great. I do recommend that you don't even use the sponge or anything wet because it will ripple the envelope and sometimes kind of damage it as it's going through. So here's something that we've learned along the way. We've done many mail outs for clients, and as well as whenever we do have them, I always tell them, save yourself a headache for several reasons. When you're doing you're stuffing your envelopes, you want to go ahead and do a little secret code on the back of your RSVPs. This will help you that when you get them back in the mail, you know who it came from. So we always direct our clients and tell them, take your Excel spreadsheet, most of them are numbered, go ahead and number the back, just a small little number on the back of your RSVP. You can do it in pen. I have some people that want to even get the invisible pens, whatever you want to do. But make sure that you number them, correlate with the guest that you're sending the actual invitation to. So when you get it back in the mail, you will know who it came from. A couple reasons why, and believe it or not, these things do happen. A lot of times people don't know what to do with the line. They're confused by what to do with the M in the line. Even if they put something on the line, sometimes people have really bad handwritings. Think about a doctor when they write out medical scripts. You're trying to figure out who that person is just by the handwriting. So all you have to do is flip it over and you know exactly who that was sent to and who that you need to go ahead and confirm that they're coming or not coming to your wedding. So here's something to think about when you're talking about budget. When I meet with clients, I always tell them, do something that is great. Your invitation sets the mood, that's definite. But don't blow your whole stationery budget, your paper budget, just on your invitations. I know that kind of sounds like an oxymoron that a stationery person is telling you that. But I would rather that you have something that goes from your invitations, or if you just said the save the dates, invitations, your day of stationery, even your thank you notes, that everything matches. Guests will notice, believe it or not. It is something that is important to just have that overall polished, elegant look from start to finish. Something to kind of keep in mind with your budget is when you're looking at your invitation budget, you want to think that you're going to spend about a half to a third still on your day of stationery, whether it's table numbers, escort cards, menus, ceremony programs. Any of that stuff is going to be considered as your day of stationery. So you still have that all to think about in the end. Here's a quick thing, kind of a fun terminology that a lot of people get confused about when they start to do their day of stationery with seating assignment. You can do a couple different things. You can do a seating chart, which is a large chart that is inside the area that will tell people so-and-so, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson is sitting at table 12. The other thing that you can do that people get confused of what is the difference between a place card and an escort card. So when we say escort card, most people think place card in their head, and they are the exact same size. The difference is an escort card will escort your guests to the table that they're sitting at. If you want them to have place cards, then the place card will actually, they will still need an escort card or some type of a designation to get to their table. And then the place card then will be set at their table with just their name on it, and that will be more of an assigned seating. I would say most people just do the escort cards, but I do have guests that want to have an actual place card so that they can also, for the venue and for meal option purposes. Nowadays, meal options are very, very popular, whether it's a dietary thing or just the clients want to offer, different meal options to their guests. This way they can put that information on the place card, and the servers then know who's getting what meal. I've seen this happen countless times. I'm going to save you some money right here. If you're inviting 300 guests, you do not need 300 invitations. Your guest list generally is made up of couples. Now, granted, you do have some singles on there, and you probably even have some families. So when you meet with a stationary person and they're asking you the number that you're inviting, yes, you will give them the full 300, but then know that you only have to order probably about 140 to 155 as far as the number of invitations. I generally recommend when you are ordering your invitations that you order either a +5 or a +10. This will give you some extras. Things happen. Things get lost in the mail, believe it or not. So you will want to have a few extras just as a backup. Sometimes there's a B list. Sometimes there's some extra people that all of a sudden grandma decided that so-and-so needed to be invited. This way you've got some extras as well. I always tell people that I'm an artist first, and then I fell into the stationery world. So one of the cool things that you can do when you work with somebody like me is that we have some different ideas of playful, whimsical ways to kind of welcome your guests. One of the popular things has been the welcome maps. We design maps that can go into your welcome bags, so when your guests check into the hotels, the map is there. Usually it's for an itinerary, so why give them just a blank printed out itinerary? Why not make it something fun? Most of our maps come with a certain amount of icons that we will draw and replicate in watercolor and then digitize it to make the actual hard copy map for you. These are things like where the Thursday night drinks might be at a certain tavern in town, whoever is invited to your rehearsal dinner and the location of that. We also like to incorporate where the wedding is, where the reception is, and also put the times and the address. Most people don't arrive with your invitation. When they get there and they're at a hotel, that's like they completely forgot about what time everything starts. So this way it's that extra little fun thing that they're getting, and it's kind of a keepsake. And it has the times on there, it has the location on there, so if they are late or lost, they're on their own once we get past that.